Well, we've talked a lot about gun violence in this country this year after Columbine. And of course, there's also been a lot of talk about possible gun control, leading a lot of responsible gun enthusiasts to think, what about a place for them? What about an entire town for them? Well, this morning, we're going to take you to a town being built and designed for gun enthusiasts, and national correspondent Don Daler will lead us there.
It's boom time in the Wild West.
177 one-acre home sites, the 24-hour guarded security gate, K-12 private school.
As 6.5 million acres over the past decade have been scooped up by developers.
And there's an amphitheater, a pool.
And settled by home buyers.
It will be very open, a lot of courtyards.
Weary of life in the city.
But the further out these developments get, the more creative builders have to be in order to lure potential buyers to come see their property. The old free toaster just isn't good enough anymore. So here at this remote development 40 miles outside of Las Vegas, the salesmen are using more persuasive methods.
Fire!
In this case, lessons on how to shoot submachine guns.
When you're pointed in, your finger's on the trigger because you're ready to shoot.
Because guns are what these people and this place have in common.
This is the Disneyland for the shooting enthusiast.
Ignatius Piazza is the founder and driving force behind Front Sight, a 550-acre planned community built by and for gun enthusiasts.
The same kind of person that would want to live on the the 7th green at Pebble Beach, that same person that has an interest in firearms would want a home here in our master plan community.
Mike Meacher bought into the concept early on.
From my perspective, this is a recreational property. It's just the golf course has been substituted out for the shooting facility.
A shooting facility like no other. For $250,000, investors get 1 acre of land, and once it's finished, free access to 13 shooting ranges, a SWAT tower, an armory, and a rappelling wall.
Be one shot right in the center. Good.
Piazza admits the submachine gun lessons are a publicity stunt to draw people in to hear his pitch. Very few will pony up a down payment. But he's betting they will at least come back for one of Front Sight's profitable training seminars, which cost between $500 and $1,200.
The fact that people are willing to spend that kind of money tends to give us a clientele that is well above Bubba and all of his militia buddies out in the backwoods shooting up their guns.
Look on the promontory at the point where there's going to be a restaurant out there.
In fact, Meacher has an agreement with his wife. Any neighbors start talking militia, and the Meachers are out of there.
So you would not characterize this as a community of gun extremists?
No, quite the contrary. What you have is a broad spectrum of rational people who just enjoy a particular sport.
I'm the most pessimistic person about guns, and the very least person you would see, come to a place like this.
Like Meacher, Gene Checky's husband had a hard time convincing her until she got here.
So you went through somewhat of a conversion out here.
Absolutely. But, being around Naish as many times that we've taken a lot of courses, and he just is infectious. He is. And you believe in him.
Naish, as in Ignatius Piazza, who like a biblical prophet saw a vision in the desert. A place where his people could feel at home.
The way you stand, your whole bearing, the way you present yourself, do you have a military background?
No, I don't.
You don't? No. What is your background?
I was a chiropractor for 10 years.
Now, the former chiropractor claims 36 of his 177 platinum memberships, the ones that include the home sites, have been sold. And Front Sight, the resort community, will soon be Front Sight, the town, complete with its own zip code.
Front Sight will be one of the safest places, if not the safest place in the United States. We doubt that we're going to have any problems with crime in this town because a criminal would have to be insane to come into a community when you have essentially the entire populace is trained, and most of them, if not all of them, are armed.